What is Avatar? Some will say it is the newest of James Cameron's blockbusters, a lengthy, futuristic sci-fi movie with great visuals, actions and thrills, and they would be right. Movies are designed in essence to entertain, and Avatar hits the bull's eye and delivers just that. It is a film meant to be experienced in a theater with ready-to-hand popcorns that is, in my opinion, worth every buck spent. This is the large picture, because in fact, this movie is much more. And before I get into the details, in case you haven't watched the movie yet, just be aware that you might be spoiled. I will in this video focus on Avatar: The Way of Water, which is, as you may know, the sequel of the first movie. What most struck me throughout the movie was the extent to which Pandora, the alien world of the Navis, was actually meant to mirror our own world, planet Earth. Pandora is a world that is defined by the sheer beauty and wonder of its nature, a world where life thrives and all species live in harmony, until disturbance occurs, and of course that disturbance is embodied by the parasitic human species. From the very first scenes of the film to the very last, it is clear that Avatar is indeed a metaphor for the fate of planet Earth at the hand of mankind, and the way human beings treat and interact with nature. So all in all, the film is a metaphor for the destructive relationship between man and the natural world. First of all, throughout the film, you are constantly reminded of the natural wonders of Pandora. The viewers embark in a journey of constant mesmerizement through the discoveries of plants, animals, and entire ecosystems. This educational approach is one of the core aspects of the movie. Avatar brilliantly creates an interaction with its viewers through the process of discoveries. There is a genuine learning curve, and the more you watch, the more you learn. Learning, and especially the wish to learn, is induced to the viewer, and whereas James Cameron's objective is to maintain the attention of the viewer for the duration of the movie, the outcome has far-reaching implications. It points to the fact that knowledge and the wish to learn are necessities if one wants to have a chance to survive and remain independent in today's society. On the contrary, the refusal to learn or simply pay attention to one's surroundings ultimately leads to a lose-lose situation. For instance, let's say you end up in the jungle. If you don't learn, you die. If you learn some, you prolong your life expectancy. You may learn enough to build civilization over time, until you eventually go extinct once the weight of your mistakes becomes too much to be borne. The connection to nature is another key aspect tackled in the movie. The Navis, while being natives, stand no chance of prospering would they not be closely bound to the natural world. The connection to nature is indeed presented as imperative, no matter how intelligent the species can be. It stands as a reminder that not only are all species part of the same whole, but also that nature is not to be cast away without serious consequences. Now, I would like to put forward a scene that I found deeply appalling and disturbing. It is the scene in which the Tulkun is hunted down by the whalers, or we may say the Tulkuners. A Tulkun, I recall, is a whale-like creature with similar proportions and even greater intellect. In the scene, the whalers are presented as scientists in the sense that they have an acute scientific knowledge of what a Tulkun is, how it behaves and what it thinks and what it feels. The Tulkuns are presented as a highly intelligent, sensitive, and sociable creature. They have their own culture, they do art and philosophy. They are also said to be extremely emotional, much more than human beings are. The true horror of the scene is built upon the cynicism with which one scientist describes the Tulkun, while the crew methodically butchers it in the most cruel and inhuman way. Although the scene is shockingly vile, it is neither more nor less than what many species of whales suffer on our own planet, a practice that has been going on for centuries. It has become highly unpopular, but it still endures because, just like for everything that is deemed immoral and abominable, like mass breeding and farming or animal lab testing, it's always easier to look away, not to think about it and pretend that nothing's wrong. Because this is how people are. As long as your own personal life is not affected, and even so more when it provides benefits to your lifestyle, then the suffering and destruction becomes a vague and remote idea unworthy of consideration. All in all, Avatar, The Way of Water, offers a critical view on many aspects that make what human beings are, and especially in the Western world. They are presented as invasive, destructive, ingenious but cruel, methodical and crafty but soulless, but above all, incapable of compassion and completely disconnected with nature.